Ilene's Nature Adventure. Today, on the second episode, we are just south of Dover, right along the Delaware Bay. We are looking for one thing today: horseshoe crabs. Come on, let's get started. Be wondering to yourself, why are all these crabs coming up to the beach? Well, every single year there's an event called the spawning, and that's where all these crabs make a journey all the way up to the beaches along this bay, and they actually mate, and then in a few weeks the babies will hatch. So this right here is pretty interesting. As you can see, there's a big size difference between this one and a few of the other ones. And it's actually because females tend to be quite larger than the males in terms of horseshoes, so horseshoe crabs. Just like in our last episode, where the insect's body was split up into 3 primary parts, so is the horseshoe crab. The horseshoe crab has the head, the abdomen, and the tail. Now, a cool thing about the horseshoe crab's eyes is that they have 2 main compound eyes on the side of their body, but actually throughout their entire body, they have up to 9 eyes spread throughout so that they can see really well. So another cool thing about horseshoe crabs is that they are what's considered a keystone species, which means that they are a very important part when it comes to the food web around here. So that's why you see a lot of these laughing gulls waiting on the shore here, because they're kind of waiting for a free meal from one of these horseshoe crabs, which is kind of sad when you think about it, but that's all a part of nature, baby. Alright, so we actually just bumped into somebody who is a local here. This is Ilene, and so I was just wondering, what is it like living and seeing this spawning happening every single year?
It's beautiful every day of the year here, but this is a very special time of the year. We look forward to the horseshoe crabs coming in the beginning of May, usually after the equinox.
Okay.
And they start out in a few, and then there's thousands. Some of them, most of them, make it back out to the water, and the locals go along and help them, the ones that seem to be struggling. And some of them don't make it because the seagulls get to them first.
Yep.
And the seagulls and other birds come along and eat their eggs. But if you come back later on in the summer, about the size of my thumbnail, you'll see little tiny ones making their way down to the water.
Isn't that just amazing?
Yeah, so they come from this large platter size all the way down to the thumbnail size. And it's very interesting. Whenever they dredge the canal for the barges that go between us on the Delaware Bay and New Jersey, we get a rim of oily sand that washes here, which we don't have this year, and that's very helpful for the horseshoe crabs.
Absolutely.
Because they get stuck in the oil and it gets in their lungs, which are on the bottom part. And if you'll let me, I'll pick up one that didn't make it and show you their lungs.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Their lungs are this part here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yes. And when they get filled with oil, they can't breathe and they die. The oil washes in with the tide and makes it really hard for the horseshoe crabs. But if you get a picture of this now, you can see that there's no oil along the beach, which means it's going to be a good horseshoe crab year.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for all of your expertise and your kindness. And,
thank you.
And
come and see me anytime.
Absolutely. observation with these guys is that they're actually considered vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, which is kind of a list that determines the threatened level for each species of any type of wildlife or sea life. So if you come out to see these guys during the spawning, just make sure that you just keep a distance from them and don't take any home, just because we do want them to be here for years to come, so that we can see the spawning every year. Thanks so much for stopping by with us on Ilene's Nature Adventure, where we learned a little bit more about the horseshoe crabs here. Stay tuned for a possible part 2, where we'll come back here to this beach to learn more about the hatchlings that come out. So get outside, go enjoy some sea life, and we'll see you later. Bye. Today on the second episode, we're right south of Delaware. So the cool thing about seahorses eat it. That doesn't sound right. A very out of tune intro.